Welcome back. A state judge in Pennsylvania today struck down the state law requiring all voters to show a photo ID at the polls. Now, the judge ruled the law, one of the toughest, by the way, in the nation, places an unreasonable burden on the fundamental right to vote. The law was approved by the Republican-controlled state legislature back in 2012. Today's decision is expected to be appealed to Pennsylvania's Supreme Court. Now, meantime, a bipartisan group of lawmakers has unveiled a bill aimed at patching a gaping hole in the 1965 Voting Rights Act. That hole was created last June when the Supreme Court struck down a key part of the landmark law that allowed for federal oversight of states with a history of ballot box discrimination. Joining me here in studio, Democratic Congressman Keith Ellison of Minnesota. He's a longtime champion of civil rights and defender of voting rights, and he's addressing this in his new memoir titled My Country, 'Tis of Thee, My Faith, My Family, Our Future. Thank you so much, Congressman, for joining us.
Thank you, Tim.
First, let's get your reaction to this decision in Pennsylvania. It's one of the first laws that really got national attention because of its obvious controversy, and now you've got this judge striking it down.
Good decision. I think that, these voter ID laws, they're costly. They don't do any good. They don't improve the voter integrity process. There's almost no cases of voter imposter voting anywhere in the country. And so they're basically designed to exclude and suppress the vote. And I think based on some of the statements that came out of that Republican-controlled Pennsylvania legislature, it's clear that the court was right to strike it down because it was partisan and designed to suppress the vote.
And we've seen protests throughout the country. Here in this ruling, though, the judge said an unreasonable burden on the fundamental right to vote. And that brings me back to your book, My Country, 'Tis of Thee, My Faith, My Family, Our Future. Who would have thought, 2013, we're looking at what some see as lawmakers who want to keep people from voting rather than including people in the process.
They know they would lose the debate. If you were to ask the average American of any color, any religion, any culture, do you want to see secure retirement for working people? Do you want to see livable wage? Do you want to see people who get guns have background checks? They say yes. Republicans and Democrats say these things. These folks who want to stop that don't want a fair vote, so they just take people's vote. But I want you to know, Chairman, in Minnesota, we organized people all across the state and defeated at the ballot box a photo ID measure. So you can beat it in the courts, but you can beat it on the streets too.
And that's what you're calling people in your book as well, to take action through your story, through your life, and you taking steps to make history, in fact, in Congress. But I've got to transition you to the NSA and the president's remarks. You have you listened, I think, is it fair to say, with a skeptical ear. You wanted to hear some key things here.
That's right.
As it relates, the president said that they've not seen any misuse by NSA workers regarding this metadata collection. You say that there still needs to be, if you will, checks and balances in place to make sure it never happens.
That's right. But see, here's the thing. How do we know there haven't been abuses? Right. He said there was no intentional abuses. But, the matter of fact, people can take advantage of, they can run data, they can do all kinds of things they're not supposed to do. And if there are not good controls on it, what we end up having is a loose situation where not only do we lose privacy, we may also even lose security. So it's important that we dig in hard and really review the proposals the president put out.
So with that said, the proposals the president put on the table and those that he wants Congress to take action on, will that ease your concerns as a progressive and as someone who I imagine progressives ring your phone all day long saying this is a major issue. This is more than about Edward Snowden.
Oh, yeah. Well, we like the idea of a privacy advocate being in there. We like the idea of a judicial finding before the database is queried. And we like the idea of the government not collecting all of this metadata. But if they don't, the government doesn't have it, who has it? And that's a big question. Is that more or less secure? So there are still a lot of questions, and we're going to be working out this debate as the months go forward.
All right, Congressman, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations again on your book. It's a great pleasure always talking to you. Thank you. Well, 50 and fabulous. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, celebrates her birthday fearlessly by, that's her new AARP card. We'll have more on the birthday party planned at the White House. Also ahead, rapper Bun B will join me. We'll talk with him about the ongoing free speech debate regarding rap lyrics and whether they can be used as evidence in police investigations.